the Factory Project, created by Harrison, Nicholas, G. Bennett, and Caroline. What's it about? The factory has two different floors. Floor 1 is the highest floor with the factory garage, windmill, and elevator. The lower level, or LL, contains a good gondola system, the sleeping quarters, and the small storage area.
What does it look like from an eagle's eye view? As you can see, we have the factory on the left and the Bribby pad and Bribby copter on the right. And next to the factory, you can see the Bribby car. Bribby copter.
Hold on. Can you go back, Harrison? You're in the shot. I can't see what you're talking about. Go ahead.
The Bribby copter, and that's the Bribby car. So as you can
Hold on. Indrik, I don't think he was ready for you to change the slide. I think he was going to say something else. Okay, Harrison, if you would like to go ahead.
So that's the Bribby copter, and that's the Bibby car, and they're both created by Caroline.
Okay.
The inside area. The inside area of the factory contains the gondola system, which transports the factory workers across an extensive gap. This is the gondola system, and that's the gondola car.
Mm-hmm.
The view from the front. As you can see, over there is the lift for lifting factory workers up and down, also called the elevator. You can also see the windmill and the Bribby copter. This is the elevator, that's the windmill, and that's the Bribby copter. What is it made of? The factory is made of cardboard and mostly held up by hot glue. The other materials are paint, straws, popsicle sticks, spools of thread, pipe cleaners, pillow fluff, and fake grass at the back of the factory. The vehicles of the factory. The vehicles of the factory are named after the human that rides on them, like the Bibby car, the Blibby cycle, and the Bribby copter. The Bibby car, the Blibby cycle, and the Bribby copter. The characters. Giant Bobby, Blibby, Bibby, and Bribby. Giant Bobby is actually the biggest, just because you can't see it right now. And Bribby is the smallest and the first.
This is our diagram.
1.
We have all the measurements and height scales on it. How long it might take to build. Honestly, we don't know how long this project might take because we started doing it for fun. So once we're done presenting it, we'll probably just do this for fun again.
Thank you, kid.
Okay. Can I get the credits?
Spelling checker, Nicholas Godinez Pettis. Designer, Harrison James Scarborough. Me. Writers, Caroline Rose Woodward and Bennett Rice Fox.
There's one more.
Reese Fox.
Questions and answers. Any questions, please raise your hand. No questions? Oh, Indra.
Where'd you come up with the name for the characters? It started
It started with Bobby, then Bobby the second, then it
Bobby
started
Jr.
with Bob, then Bob the second, then Bobby Jr.
Because Bobby the
And
second.
then once Bobby Jr. disappeared, like
because
his
Bobby,
father and his
Dad.
uncle
And then
died.
we made Bribby.
We made Bribby, glued him in the helicopter. That's why it's called the Bribby copter.
Caroline, could you take my camera right now that it's filming and give us a tour of the actual factory
And also,
without the picture?
we're not done with the vehicles. We're gonna make a truck and
Bribby
then
copter.
a jet.
As you can see, these actually the windmill and the elevator actually work. It's a little. The elevator's a little crammed, but
And Giant Bobby.
the crank does move it upwards.
Giant Bobby.
The
Okay,
gondola Bennett
Giant
still kind of working on it. Broke. The garage is here. This is where we store this. We can actually spin the windmill.
You can. There's a ladder on the other side, so you can.
Yeah, there's a ladder here so you can go into the lookout station with a
there's
radio
also-
station. Oh,
Also over
help
here.
me flip it around, Nick. Over here you can see this is basically it's the sewer, only it's a slide down into here with it has a ladder down and another radio station. And this is the we're eventually gonna make a little store right here. Over here-ish.
Yeah. And here's the other radio station. So there's
Yeah,
one
the other
here
radio
communicating
station.
to over there.
Yeah.
And Giant Bobby's over here because you don't see him in.
And Nick.
Yeah, back around.
And all the
Back
handles
around, back
you
around.
see, all the handles you see, I made all the handles you see
Yeah.
on some of the moving parts.
Like
The
this
fuzzy
and the
handles.
factory.
And this is all of our small storage. Of course, we always have an extra handle in case we need it.
Oh.
This was
Did you lose Giant Bobby?
Giant Bobby is the gondola operator. Giant Bobby,
Harrison, scoot back a little bit so that we could see. What were you saying, Bennett?
Giant Bobby would be the gondola operator, who is always in the gondola and operates.
Because it will always sometimes falls off. So why don't we make it work?
the storage is actually the cabin area, which in the future we're gonna work on putting some like bunk beds in there.
Okay, I see some questions. I see Penny, Dayu, and Jamie,
Let's start with Penny and Nick.
and Hunter.
Penny.
How did you come up with the idea to make it?
To make it, so okay.
Okay, so it started with Henry. Well, it started with Henry's first idea of making the factory one, which after a few weeks of doing it, kind of
Henry lost track of what he started playing and distracting us and not really doing stuff.
You're being recorded, child.
and
I told Danny not to mention
and then we
and then we started working on it and
Well, we made our new one because the other one
was uneven, causing
Okay, next question. Hunter, what is your question?
What are the vehicles?
It's
So the Gribby copter,
Which is a helicopter,
the baby car,
Bibby car,
and then the Blibby,
and a BB cycle. Blibby cycle.
the bicycle.
all
A
vehicles
bicycle.
are made by
Caroline. The characters and
most of
Caroline, bring me your vehicle so I can record them.
working mechanical stuff is mostly made by Bennett.
I'm-
And to make me and Nick try to make it look as best as we can.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, we painted. We make
Aww.
Also the
And then
characters all
the
made by
helicopter.
Caroline. She
Good
made
job.
Bibby and Bribby. Harrison, I made Giant Bobby. Then Harrison made Libby.
Okay, now Jamie, what is your question?
When you guys lost Libby Jr., why didn't you just make another one? Oh, well, because so we started with Bobby. Bobby, we started Bob. Somehow we didn't know what happened to Bob.
He disappeared.
Then Bobby,
Bob the second.
Bob the second got ripped. We
got
accidentally
ripped.
cut
we
him.
accidentally
And
cut
then
him.
Bobby
And then
Jr.
Bobby Jr. also disappeared.
by also we don't know.
We also
Okay,
were working on-
and Dayu.
Dayu.
What's that? Wait, what's this? I said Staffy.
What is that?
Oh, that's
this because the gondola would park right there, and then basically they walk up the stairs to get into the gondola. That would take you all the way up.
so right now it's out of service due to
Okay, we'll go
a
pick him up
broken
in just a
shaft.
second.
Because the black part.
Okay, can I go ahead and get my team to take a picture together? And take a bow for this fantastic project. Let's see, 1. I'm waiting for everybody to be in the picture. I cannot see Caroline. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Cheese. All right. Very good. Thank you so much, guys. Round of applause.